Welcome, everybody, to the O.V.G.C podcast, episode 21. I'm your host, as usual, Soul Zane, and with me today, as always, is SD Convoy, or Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
And rejoining the show for today is Willow. Welcome back.
Well, thank you.
Or the man formerly known as Willow, also Matt.
I have so many names.
It's hard to keep track. I think we have a good show today. We are going to talk about 3 games at the end of the season. So once in a while, we get 3 games on this list. And I think that's only twice a year that happens. So it can make for a really long episode. We got a lot of stuff to go through, but I think it's not going to take us super long. We're all too professional here. That's what it is. So yeah, so I want to kick it off with our monthly game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I did not beat this one. I didn't have a lot of time to get through this, and I have beaten it a long time ago, but it was a 2-player game where Tails was basically like saving me the whole time, and I was just slogging through it. I did not grow up with Sega, so it was never like my game of choice, and I have this, like, I always want to go super duper fast in Sonic games because it feels good. And when you break it down, you do have to slow down a lot in Sonic just to, figure out the puzzles and move through the stages, and it's not all just.
But it's great how they start like in the beginning like that, where it's just go fast, and then these later levels like, oh, there's actually a game besides fast.
And you kind of do that in every Sonic game where they make the first level super enticing and fast,
I think if I may, I think part of that, a lot of it is memorization and kind of like learning to speed run it. Like you got to slow down the first time through every time because it's.
I agree.
But gotta go fast.
I do agree that 3 feels like they have more stops and then vertical sections than definitely more than like 2 would have.
Mm-hmm. I think overall it's a big improvement on 2. Like there's a lot. The stages are huge. I think the one thing that Sonic always seems to kind of falter, in my opinion, on is boss fights. I just don't think any of them are interesting. Until Sonic Adventure. I just don't care for any of the Eggman fights. They all seem really samey, or there's kind of like a strange, like a gimmick to the fight that is still just hit him,
Eggman's gonna float just out of reach at some point, and then you got to use his projectiles to reach him. Yeah. That's half the fights.
Yeah. Or as one of the other fights in the lava stage in this game, where you just have to jump over the bombs and Eggman suicides on you, so you don't actually have to fight him. It's still fun. It moves quick. I like Sonic. It's in general, and if I had played it when I was a kid more, I probably would have liked it a lot more. But not having the console with me just never gave me like a good never gave me like that nostalgic feeling for it that I feel like a lot of people do have when it comes to Sonic. And I just feel like Mario at the time is just a better platformer,
Yes.
Whoa. Sega does what Nintendo don't.
What does Sega do that Nintendo don't, in your opinion, on this game, Matt Chan?
Go bankrupt.
Shots fired.
But no, I kind of like agree with you. Like my brother and I, we had like a Genesis. I think it was my older brother's, but Sonic, especially the original ones, have never really been very interesting to me. Like I will give them, like, they are a staple. They are a classic game and everything, but not much appeal. I did have a lot more with the Game Boy Advance ones though, but I think that's just because I really liked the Game Boy Advance. So I gave it a chance.
I think the GBA has a better way of processing the speed. Like you can see it a little easier.
I think that's what they did in 3 though, because was 1 or something. One of them where you could actually run off the screen if you went too fast, which was fun to see and do.
Yeah, 2. I'm pretty sure.
I-
I'm pretty sure it's 2.
I do remember using the debug menu a lot in these games. Like once my brother and I figured out how to do it, that's all the only way we would play these classic ones.
Yeah, it's once you play through them a bunch normally, you kind of want to cheat or just enjoy it. I mean, that's kind of
It was just fun doing Supersonic.
Yeah. Supersonic or
Oh look, boss is right out of reach, and you have to jump on a platform to bop him.
Yeah.
Unless you're Supersonic.
You just have to touch him.
He was going to town.
Yeah, he whomped him pretty good. So I mean, this was the last 2D Sonic game, right? There wasn't another one that was similar to this, right? After 3?
Does Knuckles Chaotix count? I'm not counting it.
Is it?
That was kind of also just a different style in general because it was definitely not go fast. It was like a partner thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the ring connecting the partners.
Oh, okay. No, I wouldn't know. I've never seen it. But
it looks like they probably did build it off the same engine as 3 because I kind of remember the graphics being really similar.
Did 3D Blast come out after this one? Or was it the Sonic racing game? Or something else?
I guess probably
spin-offs after this, right?
Knuckles Chaotix came out for the 32X, so it must have been a little bit after 3. Because when did that attachment come out?
Knuckles. Triple Trouble came out on the Game Gear. I'm sorry. Chaotix came out, and then Tails Adventure on the Game Gear as well.
Oh, okay. So there's a couple Game Gear games that kind of led the charge afterwards that were still two-dimensional Sonic games. But ones you don't hear about, they're not lauded over.
This was the last big one, I would say, from that era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then you have the Game Boy Advance games and Sonic Mania later on.
Yep.
Yeah. This also kind of seemed like it was the last one for their major systems because the 32X didn't do too well in the States, did it?
Nope.
No.
So
Saturn didn't do good in the States.
No outreach.
No.
Sonic Jam was pretty sweet.
What is Sonic Jam?
That was for the Sega Saturn. It was just kind of a collective, so you could play like some older like Sega Sonic CD variations and just ran around in 3D. It was really weird.
Okay.
But my Sonic ability and like knowledge came from my brother being more interested in like Sega Saturn and everything and getting these obscure Sonic games. So yeah, actually there we go.
Okay.
That's Sonic Jam right there. In the chat.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Oh, nice.
It looks kind of cool. I like the character model for Sonic there.
It was actually how we found out about like the Japanese like theme songs and everything because they have like little videos you could watch in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But speaking of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, though, so what are the main differences between the and Knuckles attachment? Is it just that you can also play as Knuckles for stages,
Knuckles,
or is it, or is there more to it?
The second half of the game, starting from the Mushroom Hill Zone all the way to the end, is all and Knuckles.
So it's only Knuckles after that point, or you have to play.
So if you just play Sonic and Knuckles without any attachments, you start at Mushroom Hill, and then you go forward from there.
Okay.
So if you plug in Sonic 3, you start off at Green Hill or whatever the starting zone is there. You go all the way through Sonic 3, and then you go all the way through the and Knuckles stages.
Okay, I see.
Yes, and you get the ability to play as Knuckles. Like vanilla Sonic 3, you can only play as Sonic or Tails.
Okay, I see. That's cool. All right. What a unique attachment, though, like for the beginning, during the Sega's lifetime. Instead of just launching another Sonic game, they were like, you can play Sonic 3 and you can play the Sonic 3 sequel, basically, in the same cartridge.
And the funny thing is, it was originally supposed to be Sonic 3, but they did not have the entire game completed at that point. So what did they do? They shipped it half and half.
Huh, interesting.
I still think that's pretty sweet. Physical DLC. That's pretty awesome. Then like all the random stuff you could plug it into.
I mean, they also
just see what happens.
Yeah. Was there a lot of games that did that? Like utilized that?
No.
I think Sonic 1, yeah. Was like one of them you could just play as Knuckles
Yep.
And then you would get the weird black screen saying that this isn't like compatible or whatever.
With Sonic 1, I do think you can play blue spheres with that.
Oh, is that
Let's
okay? I
see.
see. That boss fight wasn't actually too terrible.
No.
It was a little more creative using the reverse gravity stuff.
I mean, for as far as Sonic games go, like this is the best classic one. I don't think there's a comparison. When you got the big ginormous boss fights like this, the battle in space, the whole ordeal with Knuckles and the Master Emerald and all that stuff, like compared to Sonic 2's scope, this is a much more bigger game. The levels are all bigger. The story is bigger. The amount of characters is bigger.
Yeah.
So I would say this is the definitive of the classic Sonic games. I do like 2. It's a more compact, like you can kind of sit down and beat 2 easier than sitting down and beating 3 and Knuckles. But yeah, it's my favorite.
Well, you got 2 games to beat at the same time,
yeah,
so
that's true. You do have like a lot of talk behind it with the whole like the and Knuckles cartridge adaptation, stuff. So it really drives the conversation on its own, But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about Sonic. It's a good game. I would probably beat it if I took the time to spend more time with it. I probably should sit down and try and finish it. Even before the year's out here, I might play a little more tonight just to kind of do a little extra. But yeah, Sonic 3. The music's amazing. Also,
yeah,
just like any
great
of them.
soundtrack.
Yeah, they really utilize.
Just even the art too.
Yeah, it looks so nice. Look at the way the Earth is.
Then this is the one that introduced all like the fun like special like shields too, like the little static one that you can do. You can do like the extra jump and stuff with it.
That was.
I don't know if they did that in 2.
Sonic 2, but I think the flame blast one was new in this one.
Still super sweet.
It was asked like the and Nintendo like what the Super Nintendo, I don't say couldn't do, but I guess didn't do. And I would say the sense of speed. Like you don't get quite the, especially this end level sequence. Mario wasn't giving you quite this.
Yeah. I mean, this is a pretty big scope thing going on here.
I mean, it was.
I was going to do another bank receipt joke, but I'll pass.
I would argue that this game has some of the best level design in any video game. The classic physics make exploration and blitzing through a level extremely satisfying. Also, the OST and visual design are amazing. Yes. I
especially agree on the endpoints there. Yeah. Top. This really shows you what the Genesis could do as a console.
And they also like made stages very unique to this one too, like in the pyramids, the ghost thing. So like if the timer runs out where you don't turn the lights off or on or whatever it is, and the ghosts kill you, So I mean, they did kind of create some interesting gimmicks for the stages and stuff that wasn't just drowning like in Sonic 2.
Right.
So yeah, really cool. This end fight's pretty neat.
I'm actually just enjoying sitting back and watching this, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. All right, so something else I liked was the Sin and Punishment Star Successor game. So this was our bi-monthly game. We had 2 months to play through Sin and Punishment before we talk about it. And I have a lot to say about this one. I'm sure you probably haven't played any of it, Matt. Did you play?
Not at all. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, do you know what Sin and Punishment is?
No.
So it was like a Nintendo version of like Space Harrier, essentially.
Okay, so just a smut, whatever it's called.
Shmup.
Shoot 'em up. Shmup, yeah. Shmup.
A little bit. Not
Shmup adjacent.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because you're on, it's constantly moving, but like you're firing at targets and then moving your character out of the way. But the aimer is separate from your character.
So it's just an extra plane.
More like a gallery shooter, right?
Yeah, probably. Except you
kind of like Wild Guns. I'd put this in the same category as Wild Guns.
It's just that instead of the screen being you, you have a character that you can dodge with, essentially. I really liked this game. For the Wii, it was a ton of fun. It was really cool to play and enjoy, and it felt good to play. If like bosses and stuff were fun to fight. I was mentioning this to my brother when I was talking about it, that I feel like this is the direction that Starfox should have took with the Wii, and playing with your, your spacecraft, and then having the aimer be the other controller option would have been a really nice like way to make Starfox progress in the gaming sphere, especially with the Wii. Having an aimer always enhances shooting stuff, I feel like. And we saw that.
Was there even a Starfox for the Wii?
Nope. Just the Wii U, and it wasn't good. We noticed that when we played Red Steel 2, I feel. Like, you feel like the aiming mechanics are really something worth, like, utilizing on the Wii. Like, almost all the shooting games that I've played on the Wii feel good. Using the bow in Skyward Sword feels good using the Wiimote, So I really like this. The story was kind of weird to follow. It felt like there was a story that was going on that you should have known about already. So I kind of felt like that was really kind of like a bad choice for this, when they should have just done something totally new. But it must be a continuation of the N64 Sin and Punishment game. Boss fights were really cool. There's 2 different characters you can play as. You can play as Issa, or you can play as Kaji. And both of them have different attack styles, or like a charge shot. Kaji can auto-lock everybody on the screen and hit them for a single shot, whereas Issa can do a gigantic blast attack, and that was way more enjoyable to use than the auto-lock shot stuff. Just because with the auto-lock, I have to take the aimer and go across the whole screen and then let go of the button. And if I get hit in between that, I lose the whole lock. So it's not really that fun. Whereas Issa's big explosions could interrupt boss fight cycles. So like like a boss was about to do like a big attack, and that it was coming up and you didn't want it to happen. Even if you don't do damage to the boss, you can interrupt it and then skip to the next phase, which was pretty cool.
Need that guy in the face.
Yeah, he deserved it. But it was a really fun experience, and I really, really liked it. There was another game I was thinking of that I thought would have been a good way to utilize the series. And I was trying to think. I don't remember. I don't know if it might have been F-Zero, because the game felt really fast to me, but there's no shooting in F-Zero, and I can't think of what the other game was that I was thinking of. But Jeff, what did you think about Sin and Punishment?
Overall, pretty positive. I've not beaten it yet, but I'm continuing to play through it. Difficulty's pretty high on this one. That's one thing I don't think you did, unless you didn't think it was that hard.
I played through it on easy mode.
Okay.
Because I wanted to make sure I got through it.
Did you have to restart? Did you have to restart fights even at that point? Because I've had to restart a few of the boss fights until I kind of got the patterns down.
There was a couple of fights I had some trouble with. The samurai girl was really tough.
Oh, okay. That's the one I just beat the other day, and I'm like, ugh, I had to restart this one like 5 times.
Yeah, that one, and then the crazy armed lady that we saw before this. I've died on a couple times. But that was just because I didn't understand the mechanic, and once I learned the time mechanic thing that goes on in between it, I figured it out a lot faster after that. And then the final stage I kept losing on, and I utilized the game's 2-player mode with my 8-year-old daughter, and it gives you a second aimer on the screen that just fires and takes no damage and isn't a character. So you can have a second player play with you if you want, which can really help you get through it. So
in that way, I would say the difficulty did have more of the punch out, like find, because to me it felt very boss rushy anyways. Like there was a lot of bosses, but it seemed very kind of like punch outy, like you got to find the weak spot Like you got to find the when and how to attack with a lot of them.
Yeah.
Oh, you better use the sword here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it didn't feel like a traditional beat 'em up, or not beat 'em up, like a shmup, where if I can just dodge really good and keep my fire button held down, I'm gonna win the fight. I just gotta stay alive. No, you needed to know what you were doing. Like, so it was a bit more involved than a typical shoot 'em up, I would say.
Mm-hmm. It
Um,
almost looks like a advanced House of the Dead, just with like an auto shooter.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's kind of what we were kind of hinting at when we were talking about in the beginning there.
I do. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just umming.
I was gonna say I do agree with your point on kind of like the story. It felt like you're kind of coming in on this what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like the dialogue that they gave the characters didn't help you out a whole lot either.
Yeah.
The random one of them would just call out to the other character, "Oh, the random MacGuffin." Of course, the random MacGuffin.
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to know what they're talking about.
Right.
You don't know about the random MacGuffin?
Or like in the beginning of the game, after like stage 1, Kaji gets impaled with a spear, and it's framed in a way like, oh my god, she's dead already. And then Issa's like, Kaji, quit screwing around. And she goes, sorry. And it just gets up and just unimpales herself. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what you are. And the game doesn't answer it either. It doesn't answer it. It does kind of.
It's really fun.
A little bit, but not really.
There's another instance that's actually just from a movie, which kind of made me think about it. Very similar situation, and it was for Romeo and Juliet by the Leonardo DiCaprio version, where one of the characters gets shotgunned in the face in like the beginning of the movie and doesn't die, but later on gets stabbed and then dies.
Yes.
It's great in those situations. It's also very strange.
That movie is actually kind of funny. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I should watch that. Another point of order, I guess, on this game before we move on, because I think we really hit the high notes on it. So in this game, you have a score and a multiplier. None of it matters unless you can upload your scores online if
you're playing for a score. Yeah.
So old-fashioned thing. If you actually want to build your score up, don't shoot any of the enemies that shoot at you. Just shoot at all those big flocks of enemies that come through. That's all you have to do. And then you get like big multipliers. See all those enemies in the background of it that are floating through? Guys. Yeah, just pop those guys. You get your multiplier up like super crazy, and that's it. There's a whole bunch of games where it's even those crabs and stuff. So if you're just killing those guys, then your score multiplier goes up like crazy. You can have crazy numbers by the end of it. That's pretty much it.
Anything reset that multiplier?
Yeah, you get hit.
Okay.
If you get hit too many times, it goes down to 0. But it can also like stay up a little bit.
This is kind of like one thing I don't really care about these games. Is just how much is going on. Even kind of just like watching this right now is making me kind of dizzy. There's like a lot of motion and a lot of things shooting at you and a lot of things happening.
Yeah, that is kind of how the majority of the game works.
Fair. It's chaotic in a way.
Yeah, there is like a haunted grounds level that's really cool that you go through before this one that I thought was really neat, like ghosts and shit. It's nice. But yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, I mean, Sin and Punishment. If you like shmups and you have a Wii and you're really into Wii controls, playing this game with the Wii controller is a lot of fun, and it feels really good, and it's really satisfying to just annihilate bosses using the aiming mechanics in it. So you can for some reason play the game with a Wii Pro controller if you want to. Don't do it. Yeah, it's terrible. The aim is god awful.
Way too slow. I'm gonna eventually get there.
Yeah, it's super junk. So so Sin and Punishment Star Successor. Pick it up if you have a Wii. It's really, really good. It's super duper hard, but it's actually a lot of fun. You can beat the game in like 4 hours if you really sit down and just jam on it. 4 to 6. Especially if you're new to it. So And then lastly, we have Pokemon Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire.
Yes.
I think we all had a lot of fun with this one. A majority of us got to play it, or at least a good majority of us did. Not all of us beat it. My brother and I beat it literally on the same day, which was kind of funny. We both posted about it. He beat it a little bit just before me. We lost Matt Chan. He's dead.
Goodbye.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Your video just disappeared.
I was just yawning, so I turned off my video for I could
okay.
not look rude, but okay.
No, I understand. I was just worried you were dead. So I'd never played through Emerald. It was the first one that I ended up skipping, so I took the opportunity to play through that myself. It was really cool to do the Kyogre, Rayquaza, Groudon stuff, and then catch Rayquaza. And I never used the legendaries for the Elite Four. I gone through on my own. Wasn't too bad for me, but it was really fun to go through it again. There's a lot of stuff I still want to do in it that I haven't done, which is the Victory Road stuff at the end. Or not Victory Road, but the challenge that we have set up for it to go to the Battle Tower stuff. I have never done the Battle Tower stuff in Emerald. And the only thing is I just didn't feel like training up Pokemon just to go do it. So if you didn't have like a really cracked team in the beginning, it makes it a big challenge. And then you gotta EV train and you gotta stat train everything and go through it. And it's a big challenge, but I still think that it's possible to get through one round in each part of the battle tower without any of that. So it's definitely worth doing it. Oh yeah, and there's a fight with Steven at the end, the champion. From the previous game or something, or whatever the heck his name is in Meteor Falls. I haven't done that either. The previous champion. So you can still go fight him if you wanted to. So it does have a lot of end game stuff that I think it capitalized on really well, the same way Crystal did. And this game, however, has I feel like the inclusion of Battle Tower in this was like a really awesome feature that they kept bringing back and forth into other Pokemon games up until the 3D ones, where they just kind of stopped doing it for some reason. You don't have like really cool hardcore battle stuff to do anymore. It just isn't really present, and I don't really understand why. I think Ruby and Sapphire did have Sword and Shield did have one with the DLC, the Isle of Armor DLC, but it was only for the like the mega fat guys or whatever it was. Battle Frontier, Emerald, Battle Tower, Ruby, Sapphire. Okay, so yeah, Battle Frontier really fixed it up.
Actually, it's Battle Frontier, not Tower.
Yeah, no, which spawned the Frontier games on the DS. I think there's a Frontier branded series or something like that. Guys, right? Yeah. PLA have something? Yeah, it did have something too. It also had a Battle Tower segment area or something like that, where you could go through and do 6 different challenges or whatever it was, and then. But they all did that for a little while, and I don't understand why they stopped really doing it, in lieu of their dumb gimmicks like giant Pokemon and crit terrestrialization. I hate those mechanics. I hate them. They suck. They're not fun. They aren't interesting. They're just stupid hard, or you just create the Pokemon that's good against it and you win. Woo. I don't care about that stuff. I'd rather play against the game's actual what it's designed to challenge you with.
If they did it for a couple games, they probably didn't want people to get bored. That's why they had to make all those weird mechanics for each new game, and then get rid of it. Because didn't they get rid of what's in the one in the ZA right now that they brought back that they ditched for 2 games?
Was that the Mega Evolutions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the Mega Evolution. It disappeared for a couple games, and they're like, "Oh, hey, it's back."
Yeah. It was a seriously good upgrade, was the Mega Evolution stuff in X and Y. And they just totally ditched it for Z moves after that in Sun and Moon. And they aren't good. They aren't fun. I'd rather have a different item on my Pokemon than something that doesn't actually... That's something that actually works than something that sucks, because Z moves just do damage. Because in ZA, when you get Mega Evolutions, they just increase the Pokemon stats. There's no skills in this game, so there are no Pokemon abilities. Like Chandelure doesn't have Levitate, so ground attacks still hit him. But in the older games, he has Levitate, so it makes him a more viable Pokemon. You can't really enjoy him as much in this one because he's got a weakness to one of the most common damage types out there, ground, so it's not as fun. ZA kind of really just takes takes megas and kind of bastardizes it in a way that makes them not fun. Because instead of just having unique skills and abilities that they have, it's just stat bumps and that's it. And it's like, I don't really want to play with stat bumps. Like you have to time your. Anyway, I don't want to talk about ZA. I could rant a little bit about it.
I was gonna say we're getting some spicy takes here.
I want to talk about Pokemon.
Are you gonna write a personal letter to fucking Pokemon Company, man?
Let's talk. Jeff, you've been playing through Ruby and Sapphire, and this is your first time doing this. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on these ones.
Yeah, I actually came into this. I previously in the last couple months, year, I played through Yellow and I've played through Crystal. So I've kind of been like enjoying the progression of how Pokemon has evolved as a series. Now, when I was younger, when the game came out, I actually skipped this whole gen. I think for RPGs on the Game Boy Advance, I was probably playing more of the Lost Age. So I didn't play any of this at the time it came out. So I think there was a lot of things that I kind of took for granted that I kind of was like, oh, wow, this is new when I was playing through Diamond and Pearl. Wow, that's really good, cute, quality of life improvements. And it was pretty interesting to go back to here and be like, oh, no, like there was a lot of stuff that they already had right by the third gen. I did like playing Emerald to kind of have like the Pokemon animations when they pop out and everything. But that's in the additional stories always good too. The music is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The first time I walked into a store, I'm like, this is a bop. I mean, instantly hooked. Battle themes are great. The route themes are great. The gym theme is great. Everything is great musically for this one. They really nailed that. And then also, after seeing so much of, I was, recently went through Let's Go, Pikachu. You see the Gen 1 Pokemons. Played through the first set of the trading card game Pocket, first gen Pokemons. I played through Yellow, first gen Pokemons. So to finally get to this gen, and they had so many new guys, they weren't just rehashing Gen 1 and 2 mons the entire time. It was super refreshing kind of to play through it with that selection of monsters available.
Yeah, because this one had the least amount introduced to it at the time. They had less overall in this. I think it was only like 70 new mons or something like that. It was less than 100 for sure by the time when this one came out. But almost
was it on top of what Ruby and everything else introduced?
So I don't believe they had. I think through the whole game you only played with Pokemon from Gen 3. That was the whole game. Like there were no Pokemon from other generations in it, unless you played Emerald. And I think Emerald had Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2 in it, I believe.
As I say, I've came across like Tentacles and stuff at the very least.
Yeah. So, yeah, but the third gen, they were sprinkled in. Okay, so there were some still sprinkled in because they had to fit gaps. Because there was only two or three electric Pokemon that were actually introduced in this one, and that was Manectric Evolution, and then Plusle and Minun. And that was it, and they were junk, Oh yeah, that's right, because there's Magnemites and Voltorbs down that one main road. So yeah, but they also introduced the Steel and Dark type in these. In the previous gen, and they utilized that more in this gen. So that was really cool to see them addition to. But they were still also utilizing Pokemon evolutions from the previous generations and expanded on them in this generation more still too, because you got Magby and Elekid in this game added to it, and it just they did a really good job of kind of feeding everything around and going like, okay, we're gonna fill. Oh, Elekid was Gen 2. You're right. I'm sorry. They're gonna feed around it a little bit better, and this also added Pokemon abilities as well. That was new.
Okay.
Which
This is where
really
that started
changed
then.
the game. Yeah. And then right after these came out, Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, and you could and they added Pokemon abilities to every Pokemon in the game. So that way everybody had abilities and stuff, and it wasn't just Gen 3 Pokemon. So that's when you started getting some really interesting team builds, and like real competitive stuff was like coming out of this that was actually like worth it at the time. So
I don't enjoy this playthrough because they're such like lower levels than like how I would play any Pokemon game.
this person is
It's like he's like
struggling.
5 or 6 levels below.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's like, huh.
I'm on the 7th gen, and I am way behind in levels. My dudes are like 30 to 35, and it's kind of a struggle, but you can make it through.
Do you do any grinding? Because it sounds like you just aren't grinding.
I hate grinding is why I don't like RPGs most of the time.
Oh, okay.
My favorite RPGs are the ones that you kind of just naturally level up as you play through them. If I've got to stop and fight just to raise my dude up before I go to the gym, I don't want to do that.
I see.
Like my time is too precious. Like, because all the battles are the same. It's just click 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 click. You know, you're using your type advantage, stab hitting them with your attack, wash rinse repeat. So it's like I don't enjoy grinding a whole lot.
Yeah.
You could do a couple less clicks if you grinded though.
Less attacking. I think Pokemon does it really well. Disguises grinding if you are trying to complete the Pokedex at the same time that you're trying to go from area to area. So like, oh, this Pokemon showed up and I want to train this one, and I know that this one levels up after so much time or whatever it was, or whatever level, and then you just gradually grind through that while you're trying to find them, and you end up getting a relatively decent team. I always end up having one poke that's like 4 or 5 levels behind everybody else, no matter what. And I can still, I could be like, oh, now I gotta grind this Pokemon before I fight the Elite Four, and that sucks. You know, I hate that stuff. And most of the time it's your HM slave, you know, which you still have to deal with in this game.
I would say even this one felt more grindy than Gen 1 even did to me.
Yeah.
But maybe that's perception. I don't know.
I think there's less opportunity to fight high level Pokemon. It feels like there's a whole bunch of like zones that you go through that everybody's the same level for a really long time.
Yeah, that might be kind of what I'm feeling then.
Yeah.
Candy and performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah,
I need to actually probably. I always hoard my rare candies in these games because it's like, oh, but what if I want to really train up a dude that I catch later?
What if there's something I like?
It's like nothing in these new ones.
Well, you know,
the new ones you can just level up anyone instantly.
Right.
I was doing that a lot in ZA because you get just like all those points and stuff, and you could just trade them in.
Yep. Do a couple raid battles. All my guys are 99.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that now you can just use experience candies and stuff, which helps a lot to just kind of get you through some stuff. It's just, it doesn't actually like fix the gameplay issue. It just band-aids it a little bit, and it goes, here you go, if you're suffering, here's a way to catch up. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't really like change how you gain levels and stuff. So I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. So, but overall, I really love Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. Really one of the ones that I had spent a lot of time with, and Blaziken was like my favorite Pokemon out of everything. I could take Blaziken through the Elite Four by itself and just cram, just run through it at level 100 Blaziken,
That is kind of funny how those classic games played out. It was like your starter was always your strongest Pokemon for like the entirety of the game.
Yeah, and you'd get lots of people who would play it that way. And the game would give you a legendary before the Elite Four, so that way you had one over-leveled Mon that you could theoretically use to kind of almost sweep or pick up after your characters. So, I mean, you get Rayquaza in this, and then you can go back and get Kyogre and Groudon. And so you'd have 3, and then...
It's quite the team.
If you had, there were other options to get. You could get Jirachi and then Deoxys as well. So those were other options that came out of this. And I do love when I think about the Jirachi and Deoxys, I love the art style for Ruby and Sapphire. Like the Pokemon in this game are really cool looking. Like they're just they're like a totally different. Nothing else has been done the same way these ones have. They all have this like really like kind of like maybe a little more like hardcore aesthetic. Like they become more like monsters with like, you know, jagged edges and other things like that, or mean faces and stuff, or just creepy looking ones like Dusclops, which is just a giant pile of poo. You know? So, you know, Gen 3 has some style to it that none of the other Pokemon games have. So
I loved getting like the footprints in the sand, or like when you go through like the tall grass and like the reflections in the water. So good.
I remember when the battles would start in these ones, and it would be like the grass would sift back and forth instead of it just being a cut to the black thing, you know. And then Emerald, for some reason, in Ruby and Sapphire, when the Pokemon come out, they have no animations, but then they put animations in Emerald instead. It's like, okay, why didn't you do that? They did it.
Those third release games were just like fixes.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, it seems like for all of them, it's like, okay, we got these 2 games. This is a good base. We want to add more stuff and fix what we broke in the other one. So here's a third game.
I suppose. Yeah, we have just as much dev time for the last half of the game, so we released the game twice in 4 years. You know. And
you bought it.
Yes, I did. Yep. Oh, Fire Red had animations too. Oh, you missed the XBL. That's like in the beginning of the game. That's a rough one if you miss it. Yeah, you have to go back and go pick it up. But yeah, once the animations became like kind of like expected, I think after this it was like you got to have the animations. So like what? just make sure they're in there.
So is there a difference between experience all and experience share?
No, they're the same thing.
Oh, okay. Because I have that item. I don't have like an experience all that gives you XP to all your guys. Is that a thing in Emerald?
Is there a difference? I don't think there's a difference. I'm pretty sure they're the same thing. Emerald has one.
Okay.
Isn't like one like an attachment and the one's just like a passive thing?
Oh, the share is a held item. The other one's an item, like a item in a key item one. Okay.
Ah, okay.
I see.
Noted.
Overall, 10 out of 10. Good Pokemon.
Yes.
It's hard to say when Pokemon kind of started sucking, because they all kind of became a little different, and I can go back to X and Y now and go, actually I kind of like X and Y. You know. But I really love Sun and Moon. I think they're awesome games. Like I love Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I think those are really cool stories. They're fun, and they remind me of Pokemon Emerald. And Ruby Sapphire.
Are we still hating on Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? Or no, those ones were well regarded, weren't
Actually,
they?
yeah, they're pretty good. If you had that as
the Diamond Pearl remakes were not well regarded though, right?
No, they were terrible.
Okay.
I don't understand why they made
X and Y are still great though.
Yeah, X and Y are still good. Yeah.
They brought my girl. They brought my Sylveon. That's all I need.
Right.
And I think that's when they did Gudra too, because I love Gudra as well.
Mm-hmm. Gudra was in Black and White, I think. No, he was XY.
Yeah, I think that's when like was another introduction to that.
Yeah. Either way, Sligo. All right, so let's move on. Right. We've been talking a long time about these 3 games.
We got a lot to make it through here. We have a lot
to go through. So let's start with our classic monthly. Should we start with this? Hold on a sec. Let's start with our bi-monthly New Millennium games, because there's less of them, and I want to save the potential Pikmin miss for the end of the show.
That's gonna be.
So.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, so let's start here. So we have for the bi-monthly New Millennium, these are our Xbox 360, PS3 era stuff. We
Sleeping
DS,
Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs was suggested. It's just a action game. It's like at that time where everything was starting to kind of get like really
This is
like
Ubisoft.
storyline stuff. Square Enix published this. I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
I believe this was Square. Yep, Square Enix published it. United Front Games is what it was. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
True. It was like it was meant to be a true crime game. Good to see.
Okay, interesting.
Repurposed. Hey, at least it
Whoa,
didn't get defunct.
okay.
Oh, dang. That poor man. He just crushed his fucking rib cage.
Yeah, for real.
And he's not like, hey, let me help you up.
It's Asian Norman Reedus. All right.
But now they just have Norman Reedus.
Yeah. Next is Warioland Shake It for the
Yes.
Wii. This is one of the more expensive Wii games, isn't it? And this game
I don't think it's too bad.
This game never came out on anything else, so the only way to play it's the Wii, right?
I love the art style in this one. But no, I don't think it's been re-released anywhere.
Okay, yeah. So it looks really cool, and it's true to faith for the Wario Land games. So,
This one's only about $20.
Oh, okay, good. So that's not bad. So
Okay.
I already have this one in my collection, thankfully. So I don't have to worry about trying to find it. Yeah. So Wario Land Shake It. I'd be excited to try this. It's just
Good choice.
really similar. It's really more like Wario Land 5. If you think about how Wario Land 4 plays, you go to one end of the stage, you find a treasure or whatever it is, then you run back in the amount of time before the gate to exit closes or something like that. And you really have a lot of time to do it. It makes you feel like you don't, but you do. Like you can take your time still and kind of enjoy the stages and stuff.
I'm pretty sure I've beaten this one back in the day, but I wouldn't mind another romp.
Yeah, it looks cool. I've never tried it, but it looks really fun. And the art style, like you said, is really cool. So, what else has a really cool art style is The World Ends With You for the DS. This was one of your suggestions. They just recently re-released the game and made it essentially more accessible because it was designed with the DS in mind. You play with both screens, so it can be a little bit of a challenge. The remakes or the re-release of it kind of made it so the battle system was a little easier to comprehend and understand. And so you can play the remake and it's the exact same game. It's just you're not getting how it was originally designed to be played if you don't have the DS version.
So the DS version is the authentic experience, is what you're saying.
Yes. Not the best experience, just the authentic experience.
Fair enough.
I have a buddy that loved this game, and I didn't even hear about it until he talked about it. And I think it's actually the first time ever seeing it too.
Oh, it's made by the same guy who made Kingdom Hearts. And in fact,
I can tell.
It's
very similar art style.
I can't think of the main character's name, but he shows up in Dream Drop Distance as a side character thing, and you go to a World Ends With You stage or something like that.
Because why not?
Yeah, or whatever, or something like that. He's got to include everybody. I don't know why he didn't include the bouncer. His original concept. So it was. The thing is I've heard people say they really like it. I couldn't get into it when I started it. I would 100% give it a really good try if it got picked. So because I do really want to play through it. It seems like a game that would be up my alley.
Do you own this one?
I do own this one. I just don't.
But what do you not own?
I don't. There's a lot of stuff I don't
question.
own.
You got like these obscure ones.
I do have a lot of obscure stuff, but I curate my collection. Speaking of stuff getting curated, Ace Attorney, Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2. Now they just re-released these games on the Switch as a collection with updated graphics, and in my opinion, it doesn't look as nice because I like the pixel graphics of the DS game. This never came to the US, so you would have to play the DS version with a translated file. It also has the best character ever made for the Ace Attorney games, Gumshoe, in it. So I think he's a really good reason to play it because he's such a dork. Oh, you can switch to the pixel graphics in the collection. Marvelous.
Nice.
Love that. How many Maddens do I own, Almonds? None of them. No, that's not true.
Oh man,
I have a couple. I just don't know.
He has
which
the
ones.
original John Madden football on the Sega Genesis. No, I'm just kidding.
I might have NES. I might have the NES Madden game, which is actually a good football game. Yeah. Second game, interesting choice. Very obviously a personal thing for you, Das Brat. You do not have to play the first one to like understand what's happening in this one.
Spoiler warning. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, if you, I know Seasons has played through both of them. If you Seasons have if you think that people can just skip the first one and go right into this one, please tell us, because I don't want to spend 30 hours playing. I don't want to spend 30 hours playing one just to play the other. But you have 2 months to do it, so one Ace Attorney game a month I think is relatively doable. It's just a it's basically a visual novel. There's just a lot of reading to it. So
Yep.
yeah. Or you could literally just watch somebody play through the whole thing. Holy shit! Look how many hours.
I was gonna say a guide is pretty much just choose this and that option and search here and there.
There is.
this person's like pressing like A immediately, like when the dialogue ends. So
There's 42 videos of this, which is at least 42 hours of gameplay for this game. So there you go.
Okay.
About some of these.
is it actually 42 hours of
in his
gameplay
canon
or
on
42
this.
hours of reading?
It's more like 20. It's more like 20 something hours. So I don't know. Whatever. The first one of these games is always made to like get you into it, and then the rest of it takes 2 or 3 times as long. So, speaking of something else that takes 2 or 3 times as long.
Oh hell yeah!
Scribblenauts.
Scribblenauts, nice.
The old Scribblenauts for the DS. I think it came out on a whole bunch of other stuff too. It was also the same game.
Like
was
everything.
launched on.
There was
the
a Wii U version?
And, yeah, the Wii U. But there's a whole bunch.
There's a PC version too. You can buy it on Steam, I think.
Of the original Scribblenauts, because there's like Scribblenauts.
I don't know if it was the original one.
Oh yeah, there's like a million different
Because
versions.
Scribblenauts Ultimate came out not too long ago, which I don't think which is not the same game. So if you want the authentic Scribblenauts experience, it was first released
the
on
same
the DS.
game.
Yeah,
It's not the same
I don't think it's the same content. No. But the cool thing about Scribblenauts is you can write down things and they just appear in the game, like they happen, and so it's up to you to finish and complete the puzzles, like however you want. There's even like some jokes too that you can write down in them. I can't remember what some of them were. I think one was portal gun, and you could make a portal gun in the game, and I think that was a joke originally in Scribblenauts.
And don't they let you be pretty open-ended with some of the solutions?
Yep.
Okay.
That guy clearly has no solution because he's falling
He's stuck
forever. Nice. Yeah, you just collect the stars and move on to the next stage. So it's a big puzzle game essentially. So, which is cool. I mean, It might be fun to kind of chill and just be one of those things you can just pop in and out. And with a DS, putting it into sleep mode, easy. Back and forth on it. So.
Are you saying you're gonna chill and scribble?
Scribble and chill. Yeah.
We got some good options.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So speaking of scribbling, people turn into big scribbles in Prototype. Big old semi kind of like anti-hero game, action game where you are like some dude who is like basically a gigantic leech, and you can jump around the city and hop around, eat people, all this stuff. It's pretty wicked. Not too long, pretty easy game to go through.
This is GameCube, right?
Xbox 360, PS3.
Okay.
So Prototype.
Oh, maybe I did. I did play this one. Okay.
I bet you
Looks
would've.
Spider-Man-ish in a way.
Yeah. It definitely. I think it was definitely kind of inspired by that, and then Crackdown at the time was also kind of really similar, and Assassin's Creed had just come out too in this time frame.
Cool.
There's 3 of these games, I believe. It wouldn't take you long to get through it if you ever sat down and just whomped through it. So.
All right.
Yeah. So speaking of something that takes a long time, Eternal Sonata. This game is about Frederick Chopin on his deathbed, and they're like, the brain goes through like your entire life scenario or some beautiful thing. I wonder what he's thinking about. And then it just zooms in into his fucking head. And Chopin is, in an anime. That's what Chopin dreams of before he dies. And spoiler alert,
All right.
he dies.
Oh, dude, what the heck?
It's a very interesting turn-based RPG where you play as characters inside of a zone, and you can move those characters only so far and then do their attacks and stuff like that. It's relatively simple in the beginning, but it does get a little more complex as the farther you get into it. So lots of talking. There's a lot of writing in the dialogue and stuff like that. This girl her relax pose is always with her arms out to her side because they don't fall through her dress. So that's how that's yeah. So
Right.
Eternal Sonata.
What is it gonna be?
Yes, let's skip ahead. Let's skip ahead just a little bit. The intro to this game takes a long time to get through. Let's see if I can find a little.
I was gonna say, where's the gameplay?
Yeah, so here's the gameplay stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so
is it turn based?
Yeah, yeah. So the main character.
This is made by the Tales people, right?
I don't think so.
I thought that's how I tried playing it the first time because I got really into Tales and I saw this one.
I don't know who. I'm not sure who made it. Well, I guess I could start at the beginning and see what the opening credit stuff is. This is definitely not.
No, it is different. Yeah.
Well, anywho, yeah, Eternal Sonata. It came out when Tales was really big too and stuff, but the PS3 version had like 2 extra characters to it, which was Sony was like doing this thing for game companies where they were like, if you release your game on our system after the Xbox's game version, you need to put in like a little extra something so people are enticed to come to our thing, because Microsoft was doing this thing where they were giving companies like cheaper like launch stuff if it launched exclusively on the Xbox for a year. And then Sony was like countering that by being like, well, when your game comes out on our console, you got to do something else that adds to it. And so there's like exclusive characters for the PS3 version of this game.
They did actually help with some of the Tales of series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Tales of Symphonia Chronicles they helped with, Tales of Zestiria, Tales of Berseria.
So, all right.
Oh,
And then Arise, too. So they've been around.
All right, you ready for the bi-monthly
spin
millennium?
the wheel.
All right, let's
spin
go.
the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Oh boy.
Edgeworth, it is.
Time to
go.
read.
Ace Attorney Investigations. All right.
Nice.
Ready for a book. I kind of have to play the first one.
Am I gonna? So did we decide if the first one is necessary?
It just gives you more character context. It's just like the other Phoenix Wright games. If you don't play the first one, you just miss out on not knowing who some characters are, but it does still clue you in on who they are. So
if I just start with the first one, are people going to be mad at me?
No, but I.
It looks like you spelled Edgeworth wrong, by the way, Zane John.
We're going to have to respin.
No. Oh shoot. Okay. Let's move on to quarterly then.
All right.
The first one on the list is Dragon Warrior 3 or Dragon Quest 3, which just re-released.
Does the Game Boy one count?
Actually, I meant the Game Boy Color version.
Did you?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I didn't have a preference.
Okay. So, Dragon Quest Warrior, whatever you want to call it, did just get a re-release. It is the same game if you just want to play the new version. So you don't have to play the NES.
Kind of want to.
Yeah, I kind of do too, actually. So yeah, that'd be cool to get play if this one becomes our quarterly game. My quarterly suggestion was The Legend of Dragoon. Just because people were saying that the combat in it seems really similar to Expedition 33. And I kind of want to see if that's really true, which it's not, but I think it would be really fun. It's one of those games that people talk about all the time. They're like, play Legend of Dragoon. It's like one of those classics that you should play if you've owned a PS1 at any point in your life, I guess. So.
And that one's got the timed hits, it looks like.
Yep. So similar to certain games like Mario RPG or
I love those
Expedition,
mechanics.
or Expedition 33. So I think you'd like Legend of Dragoon. Final Fantasy 9 wasn't the last one.
Oh man,
not the last one here.
Will this be the time I finally beat this game instead of giving up on the third disc? Could it happen?
Could happen.
Like 15 years later.
This is my first Final Fantasy, so I really would like to play through this again because I haven't played it since high school. And it's really good. It's a good game. Then we have Final Fantasy VII, also a very good game. Yeah, there's 3 discs to FF9. There's also 3 discs to FF7 and FF8.
I thought there was 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say FF8 has 4. You know, it's Final Fantasy VII. You can't play the remakes. I've stated this before, but you can't play the remakes. It's not the same game.
Not
Sorry,
the same
guys.
games.
So PS1 version only.
Can we play like the
They
did
do
like whatever like this
of the PlayStation versions though.
Yeah. Where you can speed through things.
Yes, yeah.
That's
you
fine.
can play with better like enhancements. So that's what I would do. I would just
Quality of life.
Yeah, QL. Speaking of something with no quality of life is Xenosaga, episode 1. This game is basically a gigantic movie for the majority of it. I think the opening intro
Look at that run
to it
cycle.
is literally 40 minutes long. it's
I'm sensing a theme. This is going to be the one that gets picked, isn't
it's
it?
insanely long. But it does have some pretty interesting combat mechanics, and the game doesn't really get amazingly good until the second one. So it's still not bad. But this was the intro to the kind of semi-famous robot character Cosmos. Yeah, I only found a German version for some reason. That's why it says Der Wille zermacht. So,
is there any inter-game save shenanigans? I see it's episodes,
So-
or are they all independent?
I don't know, actually. That's a good
Okay.
question. There's German on all of them? Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
But if you do not save frequently, you cannot skip the cutscenes in this game. Just so you know. So you may want to play with
Heavy man.
Yeah, so bam, yeah, Cosmos, best girl. But, well, maybe not better than what's her name from Persona 3. The other
Well, I thought that was going to be our segue to the next video. Dang.
Yeah, that would have been good. But our last one for
Did you know what's not Persona?
is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. So the first 3D Fire Emblem game that came out, still utilizing all the same like combat mechanics and stuff like that. It did add some extra character classes, not classes, but races. It added some animal races to the game. Just like any other Fire Emblem game, if you want to recruit everybody, you're going to have to try and make sure you follow a guide of some sort. And also when characters die in this one, they die for good. So there is no like saving people type situation yet. People are dead, they're dead. So
You can't revive them type thing like in battle, or
no, you can't. They're dead, that's it. So
this is a pricey one, isn't it?
it's expensive. I think it's
is this the GameCube one?
yeah, it's like $250 or something.
Yeah.
I have this one.
Back to obscure titles that Zane-chan owns.
Yeah, also, yeah. So there we go, Fire Emblem. I can just share the iOS for it or something like that. So we have Xenosaga on this one twice and Legend of Dragoon on here twice. So
spin the wheel.
Let's see what we get. What do we get? All right.
Oh, cool. We get to play Expedition 33.
Yay!
Hey, Expedition 33.
It's Goon time.
Dragoon.
Time to goon.
Oh, so it's the special kind of goon.
Yes.
With a drag it out goon, where you drag it out.
Dr. Goon.
All right, so on to our classic monthly suggestions. We're at the end of this Way of the Samurai.
You even have
2.
to watch all these because it's going to be Pikmin.
Yeah, we still have to go through it. I'm sorry. I'm excited to see some of this stuff still. Way of the Samurai 2. Cool thing about this game is it has a internal game. You're basically playing the same day over and over again but you can hit different endings based on how you play through everything. So people like show up similar, like in the same place. If you ever played Majora's Mask, the 3 days that you go through, characters show up at different places or whatever it is based on what you're doing and how you proceed through the game. This game basically has a similar concept like that, but like if you don't do this fight, this character gets killed, and then you have to go through, the game without that person, or in order to advance, there's a main story. So you can go through the whole game doing the main story, but you can like lose or fail or end it if you don't do certain things, or like if you failed to intervene at all and you just like screwed around in town the whole time, by the end of the last day, like something chaotic and crazy is going on, and you basically are like, what's that samurai doing over there? Kick his ass or some shit like that. And it's like, so yeah, that's Way of the Samurai 2 is kind of a neat concept.
Nice.
But yeah, that would be a fun one to play through. PS2. Yeah.
Is that one pricey?
No, it's pretty affordable. Metal Gear for the NES/MSX. I beat this game a long time ago. It's pretty fun, actually. I would recommend playing it with a guide only if you get stuck. Because you can get stuck, and there is kind of like a thing at the end of the game where you have to attack the supercomputer in a specific order, and if you don't know the order, you can't beat it. It's basically like punching in a code.
Is it the Konami code?
No.
Oh.
I don't really understand how you're supposed to know it. But the sneaking in this game is actually kind of cool. Like this, and he just waited for that guy to fall asleep.
Getting sleepy.
If he'd have ran through there, that guy would have. I feel asleep.
I feel asleep.
But if he'd have just ran through there, yeah. You can also like crawl under those trucks and stuff and hide from the dogs and stuff if you wanted to. Things like that.
You can go inside trucks and stuff.
Yeah. You can hide in the back of that truck bed there if you wanted to. But they do a really cool. Yeah, see, he just waits a little while and people just fall asleep at night.
Beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really cool and innovative for an NES game. It's an NES/MSX game. It was really cool at the time, and I feel like if you were into NES games or playing a lot that you were just trying to find something like a little more adult, this game would have really scratched that itch. Speaking of adult stuff, Doom.
Wow, this took a while.
OG Doom. I've never beaten OG Doom, but I've definitely played through the first stage stuff, like
a million times.
The first like 4 or 5 stages, a bunch, and done like the first boss, and then gotten to like the next segment, and I've just never really beaten it. So it'd be fun to just kind of sit down and go through completely,
Same.
That'd be really fun. Speaking of something else that's pretty fun, Pikmin. Pikmin's a fun game. It'd be nice if we can not have to suffer through Pikmin suggestions every month again, but we'll see what happens.
No, this is the thing now. Until Pikmin happens, it's every month of Pikmin.
Every month is gonna be Pikmin. Then we got Starfox 2, which originally came out on the SNES Mini, but you can still play it on the Nintendo Switch Online, so that's great. So at least you got that. So,
and there might be other YAR ways of playing it.
YAR ways of playing it, yeah. But it was
that frame rate though.
First one that was suggested that fits our category, but came out super duper late in its life cycle. Then Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Sneaky game for the PS2,
the original,
action based. I don't really know anything about it, so I'm actually kind of intrigued and interested in checking it out.
Was the first one on the Xbox as well? I think it was.
It must be. Oh, it's on GameCube. I thought this was a PS2 only game. So GameCube, PS2. Oh, it is on GameCube. So.
Oh, it's tri-platform.
All right, cool. Easy, lots of
Nice.
ways to
Okay,
play
so we
it.
got options.
All right, and then I feel like I wish we didn't add this, but Hogs of War is our backlog suggestion. Just to add the 7th game to our list of options. So it's interesting. Looks interesting. It's definitely one of those Yarhar games, unless you want to find a PS1 copy. Very much plays like Worms in a 3D battlefield, essentially. In a way,
Interesting.
I think. It looks cool. If this gets picked, there's no way I'm gonna beat this game. It looks way too. It looks like it'll take way too long just to play through it. So yeah. So if you look here on the diagram of this wheel, you can see Pikmin, Metal Gear, Pikmin, Way of the Samurai 2, Pikmin, Doom, Pikmin, Splinter Cell, Pikmin, Starfox 2, Pikmin, Hogs of War. So we have every
so
other
lots of time for
option.
Pikmin.
What you're saying? It's still a coin flip.
Pikmin. All right, here we go.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
There it is.
It
Look at
finally
that.
It finally
It's
happened.
Pikmin. All right, guys. That makes up for my blunder from last month.
2026
Now we don't have to watch.
might be a decent year, guys.
It's the 2026.
We don't have to
year of
watch any more Pikmin videos,
No more.
except for Pikmin 2.
No, shut up, seasons. Shut up. Oh, never mind.
I'm jolly.
That was not a suggestion for this month.
Thank you. I feel sad. The end of an era of an entire year of memes about Pikmin not getting picked is over with. So,
but the memes only needed to go for a year. I feel
that's true. I feel like it's run its course.
Mm-hmm. Something else.
There's still plenty of other Pikmin games to not get picked.
Yeah, there's Pikmin 2. So the last thing we're gonna pick is our anime for the anime club month thing.
Right.
So
Spin the wheel.
We had 3 anime suggestions. I don't count.
I like how they're
seconds
pictures.
on it, yeah, I use pictures. So a wild last boss appeared as our anime for the next month. So there we go. So, all right. Well, it was a long episode. We had a lot of stuff to go through. Man, we got Legend of Dragoon, we got Pikmin, and we've got whatever that other game was.
Ace Attorney.
Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations 2. So I look forward to playing everything with you guys. 2026 should be a good year. I'm excited to see how things go. It's been fun going through an entire year of games with you guys. Back to back, end to end. So this is going to be the first time we're going to have all 3 categories are going to get games for each category. So,
yep.
So I'm excited to see how it goes. I hope you all decide to stick with us for all of 2026. It's been fun. I hope we can get even more members to join soon. I have a special thing that I'm doing this year for all of you guys with this. So every month that a game gets selected for Classic Monthly, that game console, the main console that game came out for, is going to be taken off of our suggestion list. So you can't suggest a game from the GameCube era next month, or from the GameCube
The
only.
specific console.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If we had like Splinter Cell, we'd pick one of the 3 consoles and just eliminate it off the list. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's what we're gonna do. So that way we can kind of branch out. Every game for Classic Monthly can be on a different console to kind of help give you guys gives you something more to think about. Be like, oh, if this was the PS1 game for this time, stuff like that. So stuff like
We can play bad versions of the same game.
Yeah, absolutely. So. If we got Doom, that means we just take PC off the list. So, So, all right. Well,
so does it reset like the month after? Is that the kind of like a plan thing?
So
or just like permanently off?
Permanently off the whole year. Just this year. I just wanted to do that for 2026 and kind of see how it goes. It's just like kind of a little experiment I wanted to try.
There goes my catalog of suggestions.
Yeah. No. You'll find other stuff to play. I promise. There's so many consoles. And with that, I am Soulzane. Thanks to Jeff and Matt for joining me for the podcast. I hope you guys all enjoy our games this month. Play Pikmin. Please, everybody, if you do not play it, I will dock you all points. You will all have negative level. Please, for the love
For
of
every time you
God,
made the Pikmin meme, you'll lose 1,000 points.
everybody needs to get through Pikmin. What did I say last time? Beat the game in under 15 days for the challenge, okay? It can be doable. It is totally doable. Beat the game in under 15 days for the challenge. I think that's almost lenient because I think you can beat it as little as 12 if you're really good. 12 or 13. Okay, so yeah, 15 days. You have 15 days to go through it. So that's your challenge.
All right.
Good luck, everybody.
Starting midnight in
I don't know if I can come up with a challenge for Miles Edgeworth investigations too.
Complete it.
Yeah, just complete it. Done. So all right. Thanks everybody for joining us in chat. We as always appreciate seeing everybody be active and participate, and we had a big group today, and let's make 2026 a good year for gaming. So all right. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.